incredibly busy. He does a bunch of shows, Celebrity Family Feud, Little Big Shots. Now he's got a new revival of Showtime with DePaul. I don't know why I'm giving him a plug when he's
incredibly busy. He does a bunch of shows. Celebrity Family Feud, Little Big Shots. Now he's got a new revival Showtime at Theon. I don't know why I'm giving him plug when he's such a as the world stopped talking about Cat Williams' interview with Shane and Sharp exposing Hollywood comedians. There's another interesting story about an interview. On Thursday, Shannon Sharp interviewed Willie D, a hip-hop pioneer turned commentator. Willie D is set to release a new interview with veteran comedian Mark C. Ari in 2020. Mark Curry spoke openly with comedy hype and was known for being straightforward. In his interviews, you're telling people you work with, I don't want you even to be next to me, like I have such disdain for you, that I'm annoyed by your presence. In the upcoming interview with Willie D. Curry talks about how Steve Harvey seemingly took his career and material. This conversation with Shannon Sharp has gained significant attention, reaching 44 million views. Williams asserted that Steve Harvey allegedly copied comedian Mark Curry's entire concept from Hanging with Mr. Cooper for his show. The Steve Harvey Show Hanging with Mr. Cooper aired for 5 seasons from 1992 to 1997, while The Steve Harvey Show ran for 6 seasons from 1996 to 2002. This is a televised joke that Mark Curry helped me punch up the same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything. Mark Curry had both shows revolve around men transitioning from their passion careers to Ching, featuring comedic moments with staff and students. People who enjoyed both shows, especially those of a certain age, might now feel uneasy about the Steve Harvey Show, considering the possibility that it mirrored the situation of friends allegedly copying living single Steve. Got a sit kind where he the prin and he wear a suit, and then he gets this high top fade, making all black men think he got the best lineup. Now, during his conversation with Willie D. Curry, reiterated that Harvey allegedly had stolen his joke from him. He also humorously talked about being so poor that he had to dress up as a UPS box for Halloween. This isn't the first time Curry has spoken out about Harvey, as he previously referred to Harvey as a bae during an interview on The Mike Donnie Show on Foxo in 2019. Well, Steve stole my material on his show, so I had a beef on that he did all my Halloween material one Halloween when watching. Curry question: you made enough money, bah? Why are you on my material? This is true stuff that really happened to me. And so my thing is, you didn't have to do that, homeboy. So you know you made enough money. B, why you on my material? You know what's that about? In that same interview, Curry mentioned that he intended to confront Harvey about the stolen joke during Netflix Def Comedy Jam 25 Ines reunion. He shared that when he did bring it up to Harvey, the latter claimed not to have been aware that it was Curry's joke. I saw him at the Death Jam 25 day. Okay, so I see you, I stepped to you, no matter where we had stepped to you. Did Apollogalas know? He said he didn't know. However, this week, it has been confirmed that Curry did approach Harvey while reviewing footage from D-Comedy Jam 25. In the footage, and many fans clearly witnessed Curry approaching Harvey on the actual stage during a Dave Chappelle speech. In his new interview with Willie, Curry reflected on Harvey's alleged act of stealing material, describing it as a questionable move. He also expressed the possibility that it might have been Steve's writers who took the joke. However, Curry went on to state that he knew about the situation. Mark referred to Steve and said, "You want to be me. You want my style." Regarding Harvey, he somewhat acknowledged the claims on his radio show, taking a lighthearted approach and even poking fun at Cat Williams' interview with Shannon Sharp. You, a radio host, you ho, yes. And now you got a game show. You have stole my whole damn career. I'm F to go on Shedded Shar Show and accuse you and Q. Roy starred in the popular TV show Hanging with Mr. Cooper for 5 seasons from 1992 to 1997. In 2020, Curry shared the reasons behind his decision to leave television. He said, "I did television and made a mark. I was done. I did it. I like the lifestyle of act. Comedian. I like Dave Chappelle's career. He doesn't do movies. He doesn't do anything. He's just a comedian." However, in his latest interview, Curry confirmed that he is actively seeking a return to television and is exploring the possibility of starring in a new sitcom. However, Steve not only stole Mark Curry's joke, but also showed his real colors to the world and stopped being the good guy he was in everyone's eyes. Recently, Steve sent a memo to his staff, which revealed what kind of a person he is. The memo he sent to his staff has revealed different side of him in the memo. Steve seemed to distance himself from his coworkers, making it clear that he considers himself above them. It's not a pleasant revelation, and it's better not to be unaware of it. The memo said my security team will stop everyone from standing at my door who have the intent to see or speak to me. I want all the ambushing to stop. Now that includes TV staff. You must schedule an appointment. I promise you I will not entertain you in the hallway, and do not attempt to walk with me. This allegedly seemed how he treated his coworkers and the people surrounding him. Steve Harvey reacted to the criticism about the memo, but surprisingly he hasn't apologized. Instead, he stuck to his stance and even intensified it. He believed that those who wanted to discuss the issue with him were trying to exploit him. It's quite arrogant, to say the least. He said I could not find a way to walk from the stage to my dressing room, to sit in my makeup chair, to walk from my dressing room to the stage, or to just sit and have lunch without somebody just walking in. I've always had a policy where you can come and talk to me. So many people are great around here, but some of them just start taking advantage of it. Steve Harvey expressed that having fans and people constantly waiting on him felt confining, almost like a prison, and he became tired of it. I just didn't want to be in this prison anymore, where I had to be in this little room, scared to go out and take a breath of fresh air without somebody approaching me, so I wrote the letter. Ultimately, Steve Harvey chose not to admit his mistake or offer an apology. It seems that after years of feeling invincible, he believes he can say or do anything without facing any consequences. I don't apologize about the letter, but it's kind of crazy what people who took this thing and ran. Man, Steve Harvey seems to believe that many people aren't worth his time, as he has now made it clear that no one should approach him at work. It's apparent that he doesn't realize how obnoxious and arrogant he sounds, and he shows no intention of improving his public image. While some may argue that he's justified in not wanting to engage with colleagues, it's important to note that this behavior is not new for him. Steve Harvey has a history of acting poorly and expecting others to accept it without question. For those who may be disappointed to learn this, it's pointed out that Steve Harvey has consistently exhibited prejudice. Behavior allegations include being openly racist and homophobic in public, revealing a side of him that some may find disheartening. It seems like Steve also discriminates against gay people. He doesn't consider gay men as real men, and he also dislikes Asians, even though he is a person of color. Despite being black, he lacks empathy for Asian people and doesn't mind being racist towards them. In one instance, he mocked a book called How to Date a White Woman, a practical guide for Asian men, taking his racism to another level. That's one page too. Excuse me, do you like Asian men? No thank you. Asian men were understandably upset by Steve's offensive joke and called out his double standards. Eddie Hang silenced Steve with a spot on analysis of the host's true character. He said he speaks openly about issues facing the black community. He is a man of God, and he has a huge platform to speak from. Unfortunately, he's also the type of guy who orders cute champagne for himself and cooks for everyone else for his own personal profit. He's willing to perpetuate the emasculation of Asian men, regardless of how hypocritical it is. Adding to the list of issues, Steve Harvey believes that the only thing men want from women is intimacy. He openly admitted to not having female friends, claiming that men who befriend women are only waiting for a chance for intimacy because we're guys. Furthermore, he doesn't shy away from insulting and mocking his guests. His actions led to a strained relationship with Ernie Hudson, who became his adversary after Steve made fun of Ernie's son for his voice. Ernie shared his disappointment with the incident. He said, "We had a great time, even though Steve Harvey was annoying. My youngest son is very soft-spoken, and Steve was kind of making fun of his voice. I'm sitting there. Don't show that you're getting annoyed. I will knock him out." Now it's obvious that Steve Harvey has a lot of problems. He doesn't seem to understand what consent means. When someone asked him how to say no to people interested in dating, Harvey gave some questionable advice to a woman in need. He said, "You cannot stop a guy once a guy is interested in you. We lock in. We don't care what you do." Even though Steve Harvey expresses controversial opinions and relies on gender stereotypes in his comedy, he presents himself as a relationship expert, offering advice to others. It's worth noting that his own romantic life is quite chaotic. It's clear what Steve thinks about other people and holds his opinions about them. Steve Jobs is on his third marriage. Mom, his third wife, was mistress to his second wife. Steve Harvey has been unfaithful to all of his wives, and what's even more concerning is that he doesn't acknowledge the wrongdoing.